How is everyone doing today? And welcome to my channel. This channel is for educational purposes, and we check out great theories, concepts, and discoveries that require a lot of digging. Not only digging into the margins, underground, and also digging deep emotionally, because sometimes these things strike a nerve because they disabuse you of notions that you had, and disabuse you of belief systems that you had, and that you cling to, and that you held dear. And so it's not always the easiest sledding, and I'm probably not always the most popular person out there because there's a lot of, you know, a tactic is to attack the messenger, not the message. So um, I don't get that so much on social media as in person, but anyway, this is a segment that we call the Q-tip of the spear, and this is a kind of a survey of the tip of the spear podcasts that I have heard recently, and in particular, I think all of those are Q people who get into that 17th letter, uh, and just some of my musings about where we're headed here in the info war, where we're uh, what to look out for, what I'm going to be looking out for. And I think one of the main things that I've been uh, kind of curious about or drawn to is this resignation recently of Kent, and just I just feel like I'm a full control person. I think this has kind of all happened in the past, and it's kind of being scripted out, reenacted for us right now, and it's gonna play out, and Donald Trump is gonna come out smelling like a rose, because that's kind of how the show goes, and it's going to come out that he is actually trying to, instead of being the warmonger that people are saying he is, he's going to come out as the person that is trying to prevent World War III. Israel and Iran are ready to duke it out with nuclear weapons, um, starting World War III. And Donald Trump hijacked Israel's preemptive strike on Iran, and tried to kind of channel it into more circumscribed um, boundaries, just like take out their nuclear program, but otherwise don't bomb the crap out of all kinds of innocent people, children, like Israel likes to do it. And I think in the long run, both of those nations are going to be outed for being kind of barbarian cancers that, you know, both need to go sit in the corner for a little while with their dunce caps on. You can kind of see that a little bit forming. Trump today, he kind of admonished Israel for um, doing something that had not been coordinated with the United States first. And Rubio had talked about that as well last week. And just as really the way that the U.S. got involved in the first place is basically saying that we had to kind of preempt what Israel was doing. And I think there's been another episode of that as well. And then this Kent resignation, and just the whole zeitgeist of the right really is nowhere near where it used to be 10 or 20 years ago, where it was pretty much all pro-Israel. Now it's a little of this and a little of that, and a lot of anti-Israeli sentiments. And of course, you know, when I say these things, I'm not talking at all about the people of these countries. I'm generally talking about the governments of these countries. Although some of the people, buy into the whole thing as well, but not all. There are plenty of people that know the score, but are still confined to those countries and don't deserve to have the crap bombed out of them. But so that's just something that I've been looking at. I know that there's a leak that was involved, and Kent might be uh, implicated in all that too. But and then the other part of this is the imminent threat, you know, and it sounds like uh, the administration is kind of playing possum with this imminent threat. They have plenty of evidence that there is an imminent threat, but for some reason they will not divulge the evidence. And John Solomon was on with Bannon today, and he enumerated uh, a few uh, specific examples that definitely show that there's an imminent threat. Um, and showed that there's no way that Tulsi Gabbard didn't know about that. But she did not reveal her cards today when she was in front of a Senate hearing in front of Mark Warner, who is insufferable. Uh, so, don't know why. Solomon said that she is not able to think on her feet. I, I beg to differ. Um, you don't even have to be able to think on your feet that well to come up with that. And she's usually pretty on point with her poise. Um, and, she's a uh, you know a com a soldier. She's been in the pressure cooker. So I don't think that's what really happened out there. I think for some reason the administration is deciding to not um, divulge their cards in terms of this imminent threat. Maybe for later reveal. We'll see what happens. I think that's all relatively exciting. Don't know about a whole lot else. There is, again, we hear stuff from the truthers and how the movement is this and that, but, regardless of all this back and forth in the info war, we're going to win. We're going to beat the globalists. But the question is, are we going to be able to move forward? Because we haven't dug deeply enough into our religious upbringing, and that it is untenable, and that it is a psyop, in fact, and that we need to back up a little bit and move forward on the platform of deism, the belief in one God who is good, who has endowed humans with reason and other higher spiritual and intellectual faculties, and that allows the humans to behold nature's creation in nature and the laws of physics, math, geometry, where we can understand God directly, not through some priests or pastors or rabbis, but and not through some books, but directly. And that's what we need to move forward on as a common denominator. Otherwise, no deal. So I have been elaborating on that point over the course of many videos that you can watch on this channel. I won't belabor it right now, so I'll be signing out here on episode 37 of the Q-Tip of the Spear. Thanks for tuning in today. Like, share, subscribe, comment, contribute, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.